because I'm such a creative person, I couldn't paint and do the stuff that I used to do. And that's also a little bit of why I created the art studio, because the art studio still gets me out painting, because I lead the paint and sips. I lead certain events. I even come up with some of the activities. But if I didn't have like the art studio and I didn't have like the food reviews, I would probably be working 24/7 and I'd probably get really depressed. I'd probably get really down on myself. And so the food reviews are really, it started during the pandemic. I was really bored at home, and all the people that I used to watch that used to go order what the other person ordered stopped doing it. And so then I just thought, no, I'm going to go try to do it. Yeah. And so I did my first video. It was really bad. I don't know if I still have it, but, and I did like 4 or 5 videos. They kind of didn't go anywhere, and I almost stopped. But one of my best friends, Caitlin, she messaged me, and she was like, "Hey, when are you doing another video?" And I was like, "You watch me?" She's like, "I love your videos." And I was like, "Oh." And so after that, I was like, "Well, I got one person entertained." Yeah. And so I just kept doing it after that, and she was always like the ones that watched. And then I don't know what happened, but like I think a year ago, because I was pretty big on TikTok. I almost got actually 10,000 followers and almost got into the creator fund. Whoa. But I created a video right before that said "Down with China, go Taiwan." And then I got banned. And
oh, did you? Oh, right. Because TikTok's owned by.
I did.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I was like, why did I get banned? And my big sister was like, "Did you say anything about Taiwan?" And I was like, well, I might have. I said this, and she was like, well, of course they're going to ban you. You can't say that. I was like, why are they watching me? She's like, they're watching everybody. Yeah. And so I kind of tried to rebuild that. But my Instagram started getting big, and I really don't know when, but it started just kind of like climbing. It doesn't get the traction that I think it should, and I think it's because of all the Bible verses, but I don't really care about that.
This is for you.
Yeah, and well, it's for the world too.
And the world,
but it is for me. But yeah, I love doing it. I love meeting the owners. That was the other thing, is I love people's stories. I love to hear people's stories. And I think small business owners, a lot of them have like amazing stories. A lot of them, especially if they're like immigrants or like of the Asian culture, a lot of them have some amazing stories. I'm editing an owner interview right now that like brought me to tears. And I'm not ready to post it yet because I haven't finished editing it yet. Sure. I keep crying whenever I watch it. But it's the Himalayan dumplings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Her story is so moving. And like, for her, I can't cut it to 90 seconds because I try to cut it to 90 seconds.
Yeah, so it can be on the social medias and it can just...
Which is difficult because sometimes they're long. Like my longest that I cut down was the owner interview with Pleasure Burger, Taylor. His was like 9 minutes. And I somehow got it down to 90 seconds.
Salute you. Good that job.
Was difficult. And Kiki, I think that's her name. Hers is about 6 minutes, and trying to cut it down to 90, like... Her story has already cut into like 1 minute and 15, and that's where I started crying. And so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should cut it because it's so good. You just can feel her heart, and that's another reason why I love doing the owner interviews. They're one of my favorite things to do. It's just always hard to put together because I have to edit so much and like move things around and splice stuff. But I really do love some of the stories. Like I have one that I've been sitting on for a while that I really want to share, but I don't want to edit it because it's so long. But it's the owner of DeCarli's. Okay. They've been open for over, I think, 17 years.
Yeah, and I think there's one in Beaverton that just opened up. It's like I'm envisioning in my head.
They were in like a different small location. They moved to where the hometown buffet is.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yep.
And so they moved there, and I got to sit down with the owner and just like hear her story. And the one common thread I can say from all like restaurant business owners is the cost of food has gone crazy. Yeah. It's gone absolutely insane. Most of them are just can't stop talking about the cost of eggs. How like
there's some sort of like shortage going on currently, and
like a box of eggs was like $20, and now the same box of eggs is $80.
Oh, what the heck! Jeez.
Yeah. That's a big jump.
That makes having any kind of egg type dishes a little more difficult.
It makes it really difficult. And then, a lot of these business owners are like, well, I don't know what to do about my, my bottom line. Like I got to pay people. I have to use eggs. A lot like these places that have like, I think about that food cart. I really want to go interview them. The fried egg, I'm in love.
Yeah, I've seen. I think I've just driven by them downtown Portland or something like that. Yeah.
Check on and see how they're doing. Cause, their entire operation is eggs. And, it is really sad, the state of things, because eggs was also one of those like cheap alternative proteins.
Oh, yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah.
And now, my friend just messaged me and she was like, I bought 1 dozen eggs for $10. It's like $1 an egg.
Good Lord. Yeah. Yes. We shop at Winco and they're known for being like lower price, but then they had the little, disclaimer on the eggs. It's like, limit one, per person. I was like, wait, really? And then we even tried going to Costco, and yes, we can get bigger ones, but then it's like pretty low. So it's like, wow,
I heard Costco
this is crazy.
Sold out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear that Cash and Carry had some eggs for 50% off, though.
Hey, okay.
Go there.
Okay. So, one of your first ones was when you interviewed Love Eats Smashburger. As the people pleaser I am, and the ones that like I don't want to be in someone's way, I feel like trying to interview an owner, that's like a little bit of a reach, because they're busy doing everything they need to do, and then for them to find time to talk with you, it's like, in my head, if I was in your shoes, I'm just like, oh, I'm taking like 10-15 minutes of your time, and you could be doing this at the back of the restaurant, doing this, doing that. So when it came to that first interview, like, what was your game plan to talk with them?
So, when I started doing interviews, I actually, like, his was really quick and fast, and there was no one around. I always make sure there's nobody around.
Yeah,
so, like, if there's, like, a line, I won't even ask. But most of the time, the owners are all really willing, especially if I tell them, like, how many questions beforehand, and I tell them it's, like, 2 to 5 minutes. It really depends on how long they talk.
Yeah.
Most of the time now, I actually reach out and see if I can find an owner first, and if they're willing to sit down with me. And some of them will like schedule me like early before they open, or during a low time. Like Taylor, we had gone back and forth a few times before I got his interview, but I came on like he was like, come during this time. This is not very many people.
Yeah.
You can go in the back.
Okay.